Good morning everyone and welcome back to our YouTube channel.
And another renovation video. If you're new around here, we are currently renovating our over 100-year-old barn into a beautiful tiny home.
And this week there's a lot going on. Last week was basically ripping the roof off.
There was a lot of demolition.
Yeah, it was like demolition day, and now the real building begins.
I'm so excited to get stuck in, learn some new things and work hard to begin to build our dream home.
We're the indie project, Bee and Theo, and we've been living and travelling the world in vans for the past 6 years. We're currently renovating an abandoned stone barn in Portugal to turn it into a beautiful tiny home for us and our cat, Ginjey Bear. Follow our journey from the very beginning as we document the whole process of creating an off-grid home.
So it's day 2. I'm just waiting for Jack and Kevin to arrive. It's super early and we tend to work from about 7 AM to 2 PM, so we get a good shift in and then it gets too warm anyway. Today we should have a big delivery of stones arriving so that we can get on with some big jobs we need to get sorted before we can move on to the next stage.
No, the tiles are all clear just from previous roofs.
I probably had 4 roofs, 3 or 4 roofs.
This morning, as you've been able to see from the footage, the 3 of them have been digging out a trench because we're having, if you haven't seen our video, we are replacing the roof and we're basically going to be extending it to create a shade over the front of the building, because this will be a really great way to stop direct sun getting on the rock, which also keeps it cooler. So what we need to do is, because the front of the barn is on a bit of a slope, today they're digging out a massive trench around there and they're levelling up the ground. I'll show you inside the barn that doesn't have a roof on it. How crazy! This is so crazy. So this corner is where we had that huge boulder that we took out the other day. It now looks absolutely miniature, especially with the roof off. You can see some of the old concrete bands that are still sticking out that need to get smashed off, but it's so weird to see this place flooded with so much light. And here, this was a rat's nest that was on top of the gable and the rats were still in there. The builder accidentally picked up one of the rats without even realising, so that was a nice shock for him. And this is just some last minute boulders that we need to actually get out. But our lovely flat floor is now covered in rubble again. It's pretty cool to see, isn't it? So we've got a new addition to the building site today. A cement mixer, and then over here we've got 125 kilos of lime, so that's going to get mixed with the sand to start connecting things together.
So things haven't entirely gone to plan this morning. Basically, the company that is meant to be delivering the stones, all of their tipper trucks are out of action. So that is why on the last video you saw our delivery of sand, and they actually had to deliver all of the sand and get it out of the truck using spades, which wasn't ideal and took them a lot longer than if they could just lift the back of the truck. But luckily I've got a friend. It's always good to make connections when you're in a new area of the world or you're in a new place, and that is what I've done. And this has come in really useful because my friend is available. I've just phoned him and he's going to help us out and go and pick up the stones, because he has a tipper truck that can fit onto the land, which is really useful. So we're still on schedule.
Aye, straight back at that, man.
Right, you want to lift it from there so that it's...
I think.
So as you can see, we managed to get a really big delivery of massive stones. Some of these stones are so big it takes 3 of us to roll them into position. So you can only imagine when we start the actual wall, we're going to have to lift these stones up onto the building, because yes, we are raising the roof up, and we'll go into more detail in that in the next video of how much we're raising the roof by and why we've decided to do that. But we've got some really nice ones like these that are already quite square, we can use for cornerstones, which is really useful, and that's where we're going to be starting, on the cornerstones and then filling in the middle. So the end of day 2, we've actually managed to achieve quite a lot. We've dug out basically where we're making a foundation for our veranda, and the floor drops away quite a lot, over 3 meters. So we're having to get some of these really big stones that we've got, filling it all in so it's nice and secure, and our posts will sit at the end on a big stone, and we're going to get some basically metal brackets fabricated for the posts to sit on, and then they're going to bolt into the stone, and that means they're super secure, they're not going anywhere, but also they won't rot. You don't want to dig your posts into the ground because they just rot over time. This is a really good way of doing it, but like I said, it's quite a big gradient, so we need these massive stones. We need to keep filling it in, and we've been using lime to keep it all secure and building it up slowly. We've got a really nice step here. This is actually going to be our step into the veranda, so we made sure that we picked a really nice stone, and then you'll walk in, and basically we're going to dig all of this out eventually, but there's already some really big stone under here, so we won't have as much earth to dig out. And then we're going to dig back all the way to the stone, so it's all solid foundation, and then we're going to fill it in with all of the stuff that we removed from the inside of the barn. So it's really nice to be able to reuse stuff. So all that's going to be filled in here, the bigger stuff first, then we'll put some smaller stuff in, compact it all down, and then the gravel will go on top of that, and then eventually we're probably going to have paving stones on this area so we can keep it nice and clean. Ready? 3, 2, 1. So yesterday we didn't do any filming whatsoever because we just needed to really crack on and get some stuff moving, and we've achieved a lot so far. It's only day 3 working with these guys and we've already done a lot, and the cornerstone is up, the first cornerstone, and yeah, we're raising the wall up, so that's gonna have to go quite a lot higher.
Whilst Theo is busy beavering away down on the building site, I wanted to take a minute to thank today's sponsor, which is NordPass. Now, NordPass is brought to you by the same cybersecurity experts who created NordVPN. And NordPass is a new generation password manager where you can store all of your passwords in one secure place. With Password Vault for logins and private notes, you can access that with a master password and keep everything safe in one space. You can shop online with ease as it remembers your credit card details, and it also autofills your login and password details with a click. No need to go scrolling through and trying to figure out what you need. I also love the fact that it generates secure passwords for you, so you can make sure that you're not reusing the same password, which is never a good thing to do. And even better, you can download NordPass for free. Yes, it's totally free. You can download it. We've got a link in the description. Give it a whirl and use the internet securely, and never forget a password ever again.
The good thing about digging all this out is that you get to pull up all the roots.
How many roots have you come through now?
So many. Yeah, there's tons of roots.
Yeah. Right. Push that again. Yeah, man. I only go. No, you're up enough. Spin them in that way. Nice and slowly. Watch the line. Aye, aye, aye. Yeah, we got them. Aye.
Three, two, one.
Come on then. Oh. Oh. Watch your fingers.
If we get that back up a little bit,
I think so.
then it will.
I think so. Tell you what, to pick that back up, I'll do again. I'll just wedge it off this side so it doesn't come forward, because it didn't want to. That was the problem, it didn't want to come back.
I can push this stone in a bit further if you.
Hang on, can I get a lever off the top of that? Can I get a lever off here now? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. What's that dented? Is it? Yeah, yes, that's done, and we'll just every base staying, I'll get you filling in there.
It's a beautiful Sunday and the builders take the weekend off, so that gives us a chance to get to work on the chicken coop, because I know we did mention a few videos ago that we're getting some chickens and we need to predator proof the coop basically, because we don't want our babies getting stolen by a fox or a mongoose or something. So we've got this wire that we're going to put along the bottom. As you can see behind me, the chicken coop is upside down, so this should hopefully be a nice simple process. Let's see.
So we've had a few comments and messages of concern about the size of the chicken coop, and I know it looks small and it is a small chicken coop, but we're only gonna get around about 3 chickens. That's all we need. We're hoping for a few eggs. We don't eat tons and tons of eggs anyway, and we've already got our work cut out as it is with renovating the whole barn, so we don't want too much more work.
So I'm just going to measure the depth of the coop. Perfect bang on at 27 inches. And the roll of wire that we've got is about 19.5 inches. So we should be able to get about 3 pieces across here and make it really secure so no predators can get in and get our chickaroos. So rocks as usual, the ones from the floor in the barn are coming in useful again, because I'm going to hold down the wire because it's been wound up. It's all just super coily and doesn't want to stay flat. Works like a flipping charm. So what did I say? It was 27?
27.
Okay, so that takes us to here. Bang on that line. So now I need to snip it, and oh, here are the snippers. I feel like I'm on Blue Peter right now. So the next thing to do is to snip the wire, and then we can staple it onto the frame.
So we've got our sheeting of wire that we're attaching to the bottom of the chicken coop to make it predator proof, and we were gonna do like elaborate skirts, dig it all into the ground and everything, but the problem with that is we're gonna want to move this. We want to move it around the land in different areas, and if we do that elaborate digging and skirt and everything, you're just going to leave a mess in each place. So I think there'll be no chance that anything will be able to get under this, because it's a solid floor now, and we're going to put some dirt over the top of it. We're going to put rocks all the way around the outside, but yeah, it should do the job. So Bee's just doing the finishing touches, which is basically just connecting all the pieces together with a nice bit of wire, so nothing can come undone. It's super secure, and no Mr. Fox is going to get in.
Theo's just flattening the area where the coop's going to be, because it was quite lopsided, so we just need to make sure that it's nice and level for our girls, and then the coop can go on top, and we'll put a layer of soil inside the coop to cover up the mesh so it's comfortable for them to walk around in.
Bee's on a scavenger hunt to find rocks to go around the coop.
See, these rocks just keep coming in handy, man. I swear, all that time breaking up the floor was good.
We could just surround it with what's next to you, them concrete beams.
They're so beautiful, like I really like the look of them. Do you not think we should?
A fox is definitely not getting through them.
They're like, it's too ugly to even go near. A chicken country cottage. The bugs will be great. I mean, the stones will be good for attracting bugs as well, so free range all the way, baby. And speaking of free range, our chickens are going to be free range, roaming the land. I know Theo already mentioned it. So that means they'll be great at getting rid of any bugs that we have, because there's a lot of bugs here. I'm sure you saw that that video with that spider in that was just absolutely massive. So yeah, it'll be really great. I really do think that the rocks around there will be a great little resource for them to pick out insects, and just so much space to just rummage around, pick things off, bathe themselves in the dust that's absolutely everywhere, and just have a really great time. You've done a cracking job.
Yeah, it looks cute, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So basically just finishing off the coop with these stones that were dug out of our floor, as Bee mentioned, which is good. We're just reusing everything. You know, it gets another new lease of life. I bet these rocks never thought that they would end up protecting chickens from foxes. It's crazy.
I really want to make a cute little like gravel walkway from the door between those rocks. Nice. How cute would that be? So here are our new chickens. All 4 of them are out, they're foraging. I just gave them some fresh greens because they're going to be in here for a bit. And I'd like to say, firstly, a massive thank you to our friends for giving us these lovely chickens. They've already made my day so fantastic. And yes, they aren't fully grown, so we don't know yet whether they're all going to be girls or we're going to have the odd boy or they'll all be boys, but we're just going to have to see how it goes. As you can see, that one's a little bit scraggly. That's why I chose him, or her. That's why I chose her. Let's call her a her and she'll be a her because it was just so cute. So yeah. So they're going to be kept inside the enclosure for about 3 to 4 days, so they get used to the area, they know that this is their safe space, and then we'll be letting them out and they can free range to their heart's content. They're doing a great job at picking up any of the insects and stuff that are already around. They're just really cute, and I just can't wait for them to meet Ginjey as well. She's just totally gone off today, so I haven't even had the introduction yet. I hope you've enjoyed this week's video as much as I have. It's been fantastic to see the changes going on in the barn and also introduce our lovely new chickens. They're so wonderful and they really do bring me so much joy. If you want to keep up to date with our barn renovation, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video, and we will see you next week where there will be a lot more exciting stuff going on.